Mark Carney has just dropped a bombshell in Ottawa. Canada, under his leadership, is making a seismic shift. It's not just exporting energy, it's aiming to dominate the global market. But this pivot comes with tension. The United States, once our closest trade ally, is now our fiercest competitor. Are we witnessing the birth of a new economic chapter, or the start of a cross-border energy war? This is Maple Flash, and here's the full story. In a packed press conference earlier today, Carney outlined his vision for Canada's energy dominance. This isn't just about gas and oil. It's about sovereignty, prosperity, and security. Here's what's included. A chain of LNG terminals on the west coast, including the newly operational Kitimat terminal, ready to ship natural gas directly to Asia. A newly proposed national pipeline fast-tracked under a project of national importance, with expedited federal approval. A staggering $16.5 billion investment in carbon capture infrastructure across Alberta's oil sands, meant to greenwash what is still the backbone of Canada's economy. A legislative overhaul, Bill C-5, promising to cut regulatory timelines from 5 years to 2 and eliminate interprovincial trade bottlenecks. Carney framed it as the boldest infrastructure play since Confederation. But beneath the applause lies geopolitical anxiety. Trump-era tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, and copper haven't just lingered, they've intensified. A new 50% tariff on copper is set to take effect in August. Canada, cornered and overexposed to U.S. trade policy, is now diversifying by necessity, not choice. This energy agenda might look like confidence, but insiders are calling it reactive resilience. A move to bypass American markets, not just compete with them. We've been told for too long we're just America's energy sidekick. That ends now, said one senior official off-record. This strategy rests on 3 pillars: LNG exports, carbon capture, and pipeline reform. First, LNG exports to Asia have already begun via Kitimat. More indigenous-led terminals are in the works along BC's rugged coast. Pipelines aren't just about energy, they're political. The new proposals aim to de-risk investment while strengthening national supply chains. The carbon capture program is being sold as an environmental solution. But critics say it's a smokescreen, greenwashing on a federal scale. Carney's government, though, insists it's about economic security in an increasingly unstable world. Energy equals leverage. And we're tired of being leveraged. But not everyone's on board. Environmentalists accuse the Liberals of betraying climate promises under the guise of innovation. Indigenous leaders are split. Some support the partnerships and revenue sharing, while others warn of fast-tracking without consultation. Legal challenges are already brewing in Quebec and British Columbia. Grassroots groups are gearing up for protests, and some MPs are threatening rebellion within the Liberal ranks. This isn't reconciliation, it's extraction dressed in diplomacy, warned one Green Party critic. Let's talk politics. Carney's background as a former Bank of England governor gives him international credibility, but at home, critics see him as too corporate, too globalist. Pierre Poilievre, surprisingly, has backed aspects of the plan, calling it a step toward economic freedom, finally. U.S. diplomats are watching. A diversified Canada weakens American leverage. Already, murmurs in D.C. suggest new retaliatory trade measures if Canada follows through. We'll respond to aggression with aggression, said one U.S. trade rep anonymously. Canada is treading a fine line, asserting independence while navigating a global power struggle. One misstep could trigger retaliation, economic or otherwise. Here's what we'll be watching. Will Alberta's coast-to-coast pipeline survive political resistance? Can Bill C-5 actually deliver fast-track results, or will provinces stall it in court? Are Indigenous communities truly partners, or merely optics for international investors? Will Canada sacrifice its green credibility for global energy power? These are the stakes. If Canada gets this right, it could redefine its role on the global stage. If not, it risks a fractured economy and eroded international trust. This moment is historic. Carney isn't just rebranding Canada's energy sector, he's repositioning the country's identity in a post-American trade world. Whether this strategy brings strength or stirs chaos will depend on the next few months. Is this Canada's rise to energy dominance, or a gamble too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And subscribe to Maple Flash for more updates on the stories that matter most to Canada's future.